All sports talk shows are the same, right?
I am bothered by everything.
You gotta go back to football school.
You're calling this guy. It's just immeasurable.
Wrong. In a world filled with talking heads more interested in their own celebrity than actually knowing the sports world, it's hard to find the people who really care about sports first. Look no further. Wire to Wire has it all covered. These guys have the knowledge and the cred to back up their opinions. No hot takes to get attention, just straight up opinions. Know anyone else who correctly called the 2020 World Series and March Madness? How about 70% on the NFL and NCAA football last year? You don't. Bottom line, these guys know their shit. They aren't doing it for attention, they're doing it for passion. Wire to Wire, live every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern, only on Toxic Radio and wherever you find podcasts. Got an idea for a podcast and think you have the talent to make it a reality? Already have a podcast but been thinking you could take it up a notch, but you're just not sure how to do it? Well, Toxic Entertainment has everything you need to go from podcasting to podcasting. Bring us your talent, your passion, and your best ideas. We'll bring to the table our state-of-the-art technology and comfortable facility, creative and professional staff dedicated to bringing your ideas to life, competitively priced packages to suit your goals and budget, and over 10 years of experience as a leader in the podcasting field. Toxic Entertainment offers quality and affordability that can't be beat. When you're ready to start your journey, Toxic Entertainment is here to help you reach your destination. Learn more at toxicentertainment.net or call 888-66-TOXIC to arrange a studio tour. That's 888-66-86942. Toxic Entertainment, where creativity meets passion.
What's up, everyone? How you doing? It is that time of the week to take it deep, and I am the Godfrey. Taking my Pepsi off there. I don't want their sponsorship money. Liquid Death, though, get at me. Actually, I probably would take Pepsi. I don't know. Well, who knows?
So if they call you up, you're just like, nah.
No, I'll say yes.
Sorry, get that out of here.
I'll say yeah, but I doubt they're going to be calling me. Who knows?
They might call you for one of their lesser-known offhand brands.
You know, one of my favorite mineral waters that I stopped drinking came out with an alcohol version. Topo Chichu has hard seltzer. Remember that bottle I used to bring here to clear
Typo Chichu?
Topo
Chichu.
Has hard seltzer now. Pretty
Topo
delicious.
Chichu. Everybody has a hard seltzer.
Where's my
Surprise.
stream? Is my stream out? Is my stream live?
Is your stream? Yeah, I'm watching it right now. What are you talking about?
I just don't see the notification on my screen.
Yeah, I didn't get a notification. So, thanks, Zuck. I've been getting that very often with every show here on the network. When the live stream goes out, I don't get a notification. It doesn't pop up on my timeline.
Look at that.
I have to go digging for it every time. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the Zuck is doing. But that's where it is right now. That's where we're at.
It's budget cuts for the metaverse.
Maybe. I mean, $10 billion doesn't just fall out of the sky. So.
Yeah, I'm still bullish on their long-term outlook.
First off, I don't know what that term means. I've seen it. I'm gonna stop using it.
You think long-term, it's still a good investment, even though it dropped a lot of value in stock.
Yeah, but that's a new term. Stop trying to be hip.
Bullish is not a new term at all.
It is.
It's not as far as stock trading.
You're trying to be hip with the kids. Knock it off.
No, I'm not. You take it deep.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to go through today. THEEGODFREY. Why? What did Brad just say? Good thing I have no life and know when these shows come on. I know that's true.
Because he doesn't get the notifications.
We'll just use Brad as the notification from now on.
Brad, just let us know when a show's on because we have no idea.
Yeah, we have none.
Yeah. Thank you. None ya.
Yeah, none ya. None your business. But tons to talk about. Super Bowl's on the horizon. Won't be talking about that. Just figured I'd let you know. But the commercial should be fun. Those non-sports fans are the ones that say they look forward to that. I kind of go and get more dip or whatever's going on. So I will be watching the Super Bowl this year because it should be pretty interesting. I'm rooting for the Bengals. I hope the team that's never won it. I like to see Cincinnati go fucking nuts and celebrate. And we got, tons to talk about. More talk about selling fake shit or buying fake shit on the internet. what kind of topping does your state prefer? It was National Pizza Day yesterday, but we weren't on the air, so now we'll talk about pizza as far as toppings goes. And you'd be surprised at what some toppings are ranked for being the state's most popular toppings. I'm shocked too. I have to question the data behind this, but this is what they're saying, and we got this off a Barstool. One bite, everybody knows the rules, right? So
he takes 20 bites.
He takes 20 bites. It's hilarious though. It's got his own brand at Walmart.
I've seen that. I have not tasted it.
It's not keto friendly, huh?
I'm sure it's not.
It's not.
It's not. But then again, the whiskey I'm going to drink tonight isn't keto friendly. So tomato.
I've heard whiskey is kind of keto friendly.
I've actually I've heard the same thing. Mm-hmm. It goes back and forth. It's like, do you drink the brown liquor or the white liquor, the clear liquor, or the yellow liquor? I don't know.
As long as you're not putting a mixer in it with sugar, you should be good.
That's the way I look at it. Just drink it straight like Grandpa used to.
Drink it straight, or you could mix it with
water,
seltzer, water, non-caloric additives if you want to be fancy.
This evening on The Godfrey's Bar Tips.
Bar Tips. I am building a bar in my place, so don't hate.
You're talking to the guy who built a bar in his basement where he's got a video game, PC, console, and VR video game heaven in a bar. So I got no room to talk.
Yeah. Oh, wow. On time today. I know. It's crazy. Very crazy that we're on time. A lot of stuff going on. Tyson is jerking your chicken or choking your chicken. We'll talk about that. Literally choking everyone's chicken. Those big cock gobblers that they are. And, I don't know. A lot of fun stuff. So pizza, let's have some fun with that. Where... we should kind of do this right now. We should do the proper sound effects for something of this nature. So, since we're in New Jersey. And, we'll do PA, New Jersey, New York. But we'll do PA first because, I live there. The number one topping, according to this list, for Pennsylvania is corn.
Oh.
I don't understand that. I don't believe it.
Oh.
I call shenanigans.
Corn?
Corn.
What? When have you ever been at a gathering and been like, "Hey, we're gonna get pizza. What does everybody want on it?"
Yeah, but who puts corn on pizza?
But that's what I'm saying. When have you ever heard somebody yell out, "Make sure mine has corn on it"?
Like I've heard in Mike's house, like hey, I want some pizza. I just got done getting cornholed. I've heard that sentence, but never. Let's put corn on pizza. I'm not saying who said they got cornholed, but I'm just saying I've heard that sentence somewhere over there. I was like, what? Why are they saying that? That's crazy.
I've never heard that a day in my life. Wherever you're getting
that's because you said it. You can't hear it.
Fake news. No, I'm talking about corn on pizza. I'm saying fake news.
I mean, there's some weird ones in here. Okay, so yeah, corn for Pennsylvania. That's right. So you're a bunch of cornholers out there. I guess they're, maybe that has to do with people are shucking corn and using the extra corn on pizza. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere, I question if that's real pizza. I don't know. New Jersey, though, black olives seems to be their most preferred topping.
I know people that get the black olives.
I mean, they're like tasteless little discs of shit. Like the fuck, it's almost like parsley, next to your steak. Like, oh, would you like some parsley with that, sir? Oh yeah, that's great. It's like extra lettuce on your fucking taco. Can I have extra lettuce with my taco on Taco Bell?
Said no one ever.
Yeah, if you try to order that though at Taco Bell, they will charge you for extra lettuce, which is ridiculous. So, there are some of the staple toppings, but I'm pointing out some of the weird ones. So, another weird one is New Mexico. And their favorite topping is fucking carrots.
What?
Carrots.
What?
Fucking carrots.
I don't want to fuck a carrot, but Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
Looks like we're getting Taco Bell tonight, baby.
Yeah.
How? I mean, is it diced? Is it? Carrot?
It doesn't matter. Any form of carrot.
Is it baby? Is it a baby carrot? Is it diced? Is it sliced? Is it?
First off,
the little like quarter ones.
Carrots usually are crunchy and aggressively crunchy, if you will. And I mean that on a pizza seems to make the pizza probably not enjoyable in my mind. I mean, can you imagine getting a hot helping bite of pizza and then you have a big fucking Bugs Bunny carrot on it? Or even the little miniature ones, or even if they cut them in like little quarters and they're on there like pepperonis almost. You know, there must be a lot of vegetarians or something in New Mexico, and they're just shaving it. Like, oh, this is dyed carrots. We're gonna make it look like pepperoni.
Would it be considered eating healthy? Like, is that the point?
I guess. I mean, I wish there was more behind this article. They might be just making shit up. I mean, obviously, the number one topping is going to be pepperoni. I mean, everybody knows that. Like overall preferred by people. Yeah. I'm going by the number of states.
If you're going by the numbers, yeah, I would have to agree with you. Going by the numbers, I mean, that's why, when you go to somewhere like Little Caesars, it's plain or pepperoni. Like those are their two main offerings.
Yeah. So, in California, it's avocado. I mean,
I'll go with avocado.
I mean, I'll
go with some avocado on my pizza.
Way to fuck up pizza, California.
I mean, you can't put it on there. You got to have some really good avocado so it doesn't become too mushy. But yeah.
How about fucking tuna from Minnesota? That's I mean, I know they like their like ice fishing and shit. I don't think you catch tuna in lakes though. But okay, avocado, tuna. I mean, that's some weird ass shit. I don't know, man. I don't think I can get down with that. If someone brought out avocado and corn on a pizza, I'm fucking leaving. I'm fucking leaving.
I'm not leaving if there's corn on the pizza.
Yeah.
Let me put that out there. I'll still eat it. I'm just gonna
denied.
I'm gonna give you the side eye for ordering it. But I'll still eat it.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
There's not. I would prefer you do corn over olives.
Yeah, if I go to a party and they only have carrot pizza, I'm chopping the host in the jugular. I agree. I agree. That is a definite throat chop. You know what I mean? You go there in your head, this you'll be like, come on. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I mean, come on. These motherfuckers are out of their minds with the shit that they're talking about they like on their pizzas. I just don't get it. I mean, I understand some people want to be different and they want to try different flavors. I get, like, pairing things differently. Like, oh, wow, that tastes really good. Like, I've heard people pair certain things together and you don't think it would taste good. Like, I've been to Bruno's and they'll pair together, I'm not shitting you, blue cheese and chocolate, and it actually tastes pretty good.
Well, there are those restaurants that you go to and they'll have those awkward pairings where it's either novelty and you just have to get it to see what it's like, or it really does sound interesting.
But has anybody ever like, man, that pizza was great and the olives on it were just fucking phenomenal? Because they really get a full flavor of an olive. It needs to be sitting in the juice.
Oh.
I like olives, but not on my pizza. I mean, I could leave it. It's like it has that weird bittery taste. I'm surprised I don't see anchovies anywhere on this list, and anchovies are disgusting on pizza. Let me guess, you like anchovies on pizza, Mike?
No.
What?
Okay. I honestly, it's hard for me to say no. I honestly think I don't think I've ever had them on pizza. Now, like somebody like my mother can eat anchovies out of a can. I've never once done that either. So,
your mom gets a can of anchovies. She's like, "Yeah,
oh, dude,
party time."
She's all over anchovies in a can.
Gives a new meaning to the term "toxic mom."
It is a very nice treat for her to have.
Yeah. Well, listen, anchovies are disgusting. I've tried it once, and it makes the pizza so goddamn salty. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's so salty.
You just made that my mouth pucker with that.
It's ridiculous. And you would think in Wisconsin the number one topping would be cheese. No, it's fucking black olives.
Oh.
Like, I guess they didn't count cheese as a topping because there's cheese on it, but you can get extra cheese. I mean, I think it should be in a category.
If you've got a meat and cheese spread and there's those olives in the center, I want to throw those out.
I'm flipping it like a fucking Monopoly board at a gathering that someone cheated on.
You know what? And by the end of the party, you almost always see at the end of the party that little container of olives hasn't been touched. Nobody touches that. It's the meat, the cheese, the crackers. Nobody touches those olives. Oh, dude, that was horrendous. What the hell? That was hard.
I know. Well, that's what happens when people put things like anchovies on pizza. You know, another one, and I'm not surprised by this. Hawaii likes sausage. They're a big sausage person. Sausage and pepperoni were the two biggest.
I mean, meat lovers.
Yeah. Mushroom was 3. Bacon was 5. You know,
a good bacon and chicken with some barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. New York was all about the pepperoni.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Delaware liked mushrooms. Of course, that weird fucking state. I mean, no, Delaware is bacon. I can't even tell. Delaware's so goddamn small. I'm like, does it exist? No, I think that was Delaware was looks like mushrooms. You know, Alabama had to be weird, and it was bacon. They're all about the bacon. No, that's Georgia. My fault. Apologies. Alabama was pepperoni, black olives, and you know, Louisiana. You figured I'd be like crawfish or something like that. No, they're pepperoni. I'm getting my states mixed up. Mississippi's about black olives. I don't believe that. I call shenanigans.
Get it correct, Godfrey.
Yeah, well, you can't even name the 50 states probably. I can name all 50, but yeah, mushrooms, man. I like mushrooms. Some people are disgusted by them, but I dig them. I don't know about alone, but you know, it's a topping that has to be accompanied by something. Surprising to see onions on here. That's popular.
Onions are popular. Onions, bacon, and chicken with barbecue, really good.
Oof.
So
It's a heavy pizza, man.
I got a question for you. We got the Godfrey Pizza Hut, pizza, whatever, extravaganza, whatever, your own shop.
Pizza Hut's bullshit, but okay.
I know. That's why as soon as I wasn't trying to go down that road, and then
it's not horrible, but
So what is the number one pizza that you're excited to put on your menu? Your favorite? What is the Godfrey favorite pizza pie?
I do have my favorite combination here, and I'm going
What's
to
your
call
combo?
it the Godfrey pie. I like a pizza where you're a little bit more generous with the sauce, okay, and the cheese. Not a lot of cheese, pepperoni, banana peppers, and mushrooms. Not the hot burn your ass banana peppers.
I like those.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go.
Laura says she loves Pizza Hut. Bless your heart, Laura.
So I want the thin crust. I want it to have a little bit of crunch to it, but still foldable.
We didn't go. Oh, you know what? I want to. I prefer a thin crust. Yeah, we forgot about that part. I prefer a thin crust.
Yeah, I don't want it too doughy. I was just watching. Actually, it was Barstool, and he was saying very doughy, and I'm like, very doughy.
Too doughy's too much, man.
Yeah, too doughy is too much, and too doughy, you're only having one slice, and you always want at least two slices.
Plus, like the dough or the crust is really supposed to be the vehicle to carry the toppings, right?
Right.
Like it's the station wagon for the pizza.
I agree with you.
So if the crust is too much, like, you know, I can have deep dish every now and then, but that's really pie, not pizza. I mean, let's be real here. That's fucking. I mean, it's huge. Like, you have to eat that shit with a fork, right?
Absolutely.
And so I don't know if, you know, I guess it's deep dish pizza, but like when there's too much dough, man, it's like too filling the other way. Why don't you just get some cheese and sprinkle some, get it on some bread or something like that.
Like Papa John's is way too doughy.
Yeah, and too sweet. I don't like a sauce that's too sweet. It can't taste like the Kool-Aid man took a dump on the pizza first. You know, like, oh, it's not sweet enough. Let me poop some fruit punch on here.
So thin, nice crunch to it, but foldable. I do want extra cheese. I do like a lot of cheese, good sauce. But my toppings on the toxic pie is going to be pineapple and jalapeno.
Although
best combination ever. A little sweet and a little spicy.
If I had to pick a pie where I didn't pick the toppings and it was just a made pie that's known, Villarusso near here, give us a free pie shout out. They make a great grandma's pie, and some people call it the Brooklyn pie. Ooh. And I like that. And you know, there's varying different names for it, but it's pretty much the same pie. It's a square pie a lot of times, but you can do a circle version of it. You know, you put some, I believe, some provolone on it. I'm not sure if it's provolone or mozzarella, but I'm looking it up right now just so we can be, you know, correct on it. But you put a little olive oil on there, and it's a different type of pie, right?
Yeah.
And you could probably look it up, but it's called, a lot of people call it the Brooklyn. And there's some sauce on top, there's some sauce on bottom, the cheese is on top, so you kind of mix it together. And it is a square pie usually, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite. I've actually bought it here and brought it here. These guys that don't know that, you know, they've had it, some of them do, and it's fucking.
He's dosing us with pizza we don't know
dosing
about.
You with pizza, yeah, and it's great. Papa John's and Domino's good if it's their thin crust. Yeah, I feel like Papa John's. I don't know, man. I feel like it gives me heartburn because the sauce is sweet. You know what I mean?
The nice thing that Papa John's does is Papa John's gives you the pepper. I do appreciate the pepper on the side there, the banana pepper.
The pepperoncini.
That they always give. They always give two, and I'm very appreciative of that little extra flair to the pizza pie. I look at Papa John's as the McDonald's of pizza. Like, I can't have it all the time. I can't have it often. But every now and then, it's like a luxury item of it's more of a treat than a meal.
I feel like Papa John's and Pizza Hut are the bastard child of pizza parties at work that you're like, oh, fuck, I hope they got Domino's if we're going to go chain here. You know, being involved with, you know, food in my daily job, I get spoiled and I get great slices all the time from different pizzerias that, you know, make great pizza. And it's just, they got their secret tricks to it, you know, where these chains all have their exact process they follow. And, you know, a lot of these guys have a secret couple of things they do. Yeah, give it in an oven for 3 more minutes. Throw some extra olive oil in there, things like that. You know, it's shit that they're not going to tell you. Or, you know, they'll tell you openly, depending on the place. But I got to tell you, man, there's a place that Mama Russo's in, Feasterville. Pretty good Brooklyn pie. And it's a nice sized pie. It takes a little bit longer to cook. But I don't know, man. These corporate pie places, I guess, are these chains. You know, I still say Domino's is the best chain. You cannot beat the handmade pan pizza.
So I'm going to go against you.
You're going to go with Little Caesars?
My Little Caesars. I think I've said it before on the show. Quality of the pie, the price of the pie, their sauce. I'm sure that whatever they have in their sauce is not good for you in any way, shape, or form. But it literally is like crack to me. I will get the little container that they give with the breadsticks. I will not only dip my breadsticks or my cheesy sticks in it, but then I'll dip the remaining pizza into it, and if need be, I will put bread in there to get every bit of that sauce.
You know, speaking of Little Caesars, since it's Black History Month, I believe I've heard a story of Little Caesars owners paying for Rosa Parks' house toward the end of her life so she can live in like a decent neighborhood and be at peace.
Really?
I believe so. I'm vetting myself right now, but I'm pretty sure that they're known for that, you know. And yeah, it's true. The man behind Little Caesars paid for Rosa Parks' rent. Mike Ilitch don't only owe the $5 pie to the pizza chain, but he also owned the Detroit Tigers, I believe. But he was an extremely influential and deeply involved member of the city he called home. So yeah, he paid her rent. I believe until the day she died. So good for her and good for him.
Yeah.
You know, it's an American hero in honor of Black History Month, Rosa Parks, right? And you know, that nice of that man to step up. So it made me think of that, you know. But I like a lot of reading a lot of the Black History facts during February and all that. I share a few on there. I think they're pretty cool things you know that you probably haven't heard in school that they go a little bit deeper on. So with that being said, going deep, taking it deep.
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's gotta break something up. You know, I'm fascinated by all the fake shit that I see on the internet as far as products. YouTube, not so much, but TikTok and Facebook, Instagram. So I decided to put my, hat in the ring, if you will, and I bought a table recently.
Oh.
Now, the clock has been set. I ordered it a week ago. I haven't got a confirmation. I also bought a beanbag as well. That was 2 weeks ago. I haven't got an order confirmation. So they give you a range of when it could show up. So I was talking to some friends of mine that are in a design business. They do 3D printing, things of that nature. So they have experience with manufacturers, having lived in Shanghai and Japan and, you know, all these people over there. And I was asking them questions. And my guess here is that these folks get these B-rated, possibly manufactured items that don't pass the test that they're going to send to the people they're manufacturing it for. They take it and sell it, or they take the name brand off and sell it under a different name, send it out. Some people don't ask for their money back. Some people do, and they make what they make, right? Because they're getting the shit at a discount. So you're hoping maybe I get a good one. Maybe I get a shitty one, right? You know, so don't be surprised if you buy like a bed and it falls apart on you, or you wear a pair of pants and you fart and it disintegrates. Is that the fart, or is it the pants, or is it both? I don't know. But I came across something online called the Phoenix. And Mike, bring that up. Now that's not the first video I gave you, Mike. The longer one. It's the stuff afterwards. I want it's more of a post I'm having you show, not really a video.
So I do have a video because I went to their website. Do you want just the post or do you want
for the Phoenix?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see the Phoenix thing. So
I figure I'll bring it up. I'll keep the volume down a little bit, but
I think this is great.
Let
This
me
is
just
going to
look
do
this up. Give me 1
wonders for
second.
men, according to this. I mean, if you have problems getting your Johnson hard, the Phoenix is here for you.
All right, so here we go. Oh, wait a second.
Ooh, look at that. Did you notice
I'm
how
Dr.
the
Paul
Phoenix is
Townsend.
screaming out of
Over
its
the
mouth?
past 30 years as a urologist, I've helped thousands of men restore
That's
their
a penis.
sexual health by
That's a
improving
penis.
blood flow. Shockwave therapy has proven to be one of the most powerful and effective solutions for men. The Phoenix is the world's first clinical strength FDA registered device guys can use at home to restore blood flow for healthy, strong erections.
Wait a second. I'm pausing it.
Why?
So to restore blood flow.
To restore blood flow for healthy,
Look at that. What the fuck is that?
He is zapping
strong
it.
erections. It delivers the same
So,
treatment used
I guess
by
you have to.
urologists
I guess
for
they're
more
saying
than
that
a
it's not going to be
decade
erect
to
when you
help
use it.
prevent
Oh,
and
okay. Is that all I got to
fix the leading
do?
cause of
Why don't you
BPH?
just hook up a
I help
9-volt battery
design
to your Johnson?
To deliver the same shockwave therapy protocol I use in my clinic. with
Oh my God, that
amazing
pump looks
results.
aggressive.
There's no need for medical training. Thanks to the smart guidance system, easy to follow video tutorials, and 24/7 access to experts. The 36-hour lockout prevents overtreatment for maximum safety.
It locks
Now
you out
don't
so you're
need
not
coffee.
over zapping your
Each
junk.
treatment takes less than 20 minutes to complete on your schedule.
Can't I just
from
go
the
get a
comfort and
taser?
privacy of home, no prescription necessary. To get started, apply water-based lubricant to support acoustic coupling and allow the smooth treatment tip to more easily glide along the surface of the skin. We include a sample
there's
of
a
our
Marvel character
specially
named
formulated
Shockwave, right?
lubricant with your order.
His
Once
name's
plugged in and powered
his
on,
name is
the smart
Lancaster
guidance
Sneed.
system will indicate each phase of treatment. The smooth treatment tip is kept in constant motion as it travels back and forth
This is-
along each of
Mike,
the
are you
5
okay?
lines of treatment.
I'm-
These 5 lines of treatment ensure the targeted shockwaves reach all of the tissue and blood vessels in the shaft
Shockwaving your
without
penis.
directly impacting areas that should not be treated, like the urethra or the head of the penis. The Phoenix
The
is not
urethra?
silent because it's generating shockwaves, which are powerful sound waves. Treatments are not painful,
So it's
but the
loud and
sensation
painful.
may take some getting used to. For your first treatment, we include a sample of our numbing cream, which can be applied to the
Yeah,
shaft.
you need
10
numbing
minutes
cream.
before.
You're sending shockwaves through your junk.
I mean, if it's dead, I mean, does it really matter?
Performing a treatment to maximize
How did you?
comfort.
By the
My
way,
full
now that you
treatment
sent me a link to this, I've already noticed on my timeline on Facebook, I'm just getting advertisements for this. So thank you.
protocol
Yeah, you're
takes
probably-
120 days to complete.
I mean, that's
broken
aggressive
down
advertising.
into
Mike,
4
they,
So it's
they
a
know
hun-
you, Mike.
It's 120 days of just shocking, doing shockwave to your junk.
So I'm going to send this to you. I want you to share this photo, and it just cracked me up. It's like, I just can't anymore with this kind of stuff. So
Wait, how much is this thing?
it's got to be over $150. So
Because they're saying make monthly
monthly installments.
0% APR 3-month financing.
Well, you can finance anything the fuck you want these days.
Well,
you can
yeah,
finance a pack of
so
gum.
3 months, so $41. Yeah, it's over $100. And they're saying Maxim, Forbes, Men's Health. Jesus, what did you send me?
So this is a graph that they have on there. So I found this interesting because it just popped up, and I'm like, why is this popping up on my feed? So I'm looking at it. I click on it, and as you know, repair and recover. Powerful sound waves penetrate the tissue of the penis to dissolve plaque and the growth of healthy new blood vessels. Yeah, sounds like cholesterol, the cock. Anyway, so the point of me bringing this up is it looked familiar to me, right? And I started looking into it. I went on there and I commented at them, and they said, I'm like, oh yeah, let me buy this. Not even FDA approved. I know some of you are gonna be like, whoa, the FDA doesn't mean shit. Well, listen, I'm gonna trust them when it comes to my junk. How about that? And so I said that to them, and they said, well, it's not FDA approved, but it's FDA registered. And I looked that up real quick. I used the Google, and I replied to them. They're hiding my comments on their page, by the way, which is interesting because on Facebook, you can filter out comments, a.k.a. comments that talk shit about your product, right? And I'm pretty sure they're doing that so people buy ad time. So I said to the creator, I said, you do know that FDA registered doesn't mean that it's approved. That just means they're aware of your product, which is the exact definition by the FDA. So very misleading on purpose. So it looked familiar. And Mike, cue up the next video because I swear I saw it on a TV show I watched before. And it looks very fucking familiar. You guys tell me if these things are related or not.
The YouTube video?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. I got it. I just want to make sure I had the right one.
Yeah, so we might get a clip for this, but fuck it.
Today we're talking about technology aimed to
That looks
help
familiar.
men with a serious issue.
Doesn't it?
Stephanie and Dustin Wolf, the co-inventors
shape
of the
look-
world's
the-
first clinically tested home-use shockwave device to treat erectile dysfunction and cellulite. It's called the Rocket.
Oh, it's called the Rocket
So
here.
The Rocket works on
Interesting.
the principle of low-intensity sound wave therapy, which is
Wow.
actually been around in Europe for about 25 years.
Really?
It's very effective. It's safe, and the technology is FDA recognized.
Okay. First, that vibrating taint missile looks utterly terrifying.
All right, you
And while
can cut
has
it now.
since been
Okay.
rebranded from
So,
the rockets to the
The
Phoenix,
reason
I'm
why
not sure.
I recognize it, I'm a fan of John Oliver, and he did a thing on sponsored content,
Right.
right? And that is the exact same fucking product, just with a different name. Even the boxing looks similar and the shape of it. Am I right, Mike? Doesn't it look the same? Laura goes, I'm hungry after watching that video. That's awesome. I'm hungry.
I'm sorry. Apparently, after that video, she's hungry now. So I don't know what to do with that information, Godfrey. But I got to go home.
Better get to work. So, John Oliver is great, and I'm like looking at that, and I'm like, what the fuck? And Mike, does that not look like the same fucking thing?
It's the same. It's the same.
So
exact,
John Oliver probably
100%.
tanked them, and then they're coming back out again. And I'm going to continue the tradition. The Godfrey's taking a deep on
There you
him
go.
and letting them know that I see you, motherfucker, trying to call it the Phoenix now and saying it's shockwave therapy. And they also said the FDA recognizes it.
Recognizes.
It's not. It's registered. Is not the same thing as approved. Can you imagine that being on your desk and your FDA officer be like, "You really? I have to. This is my assignment. This is where I come up in the rotation. I got the fucking Phoenix,
I couldn't imagine, like,
and I have erectile dysfunction. Who did this in the office? This is fucked up.
could you imagine, like, using that as, like, an 18, 19, 20-year-old dude, like, still living at home, your mom walks in on you, and you're just doing electroshock therapy to your junk?
Yeah. Or if you do it, and then if girl you finally get with is like, why does your dick look like burnt toast?
There you go. That was better.
Yeah, I had a horrible accident with a microwave and a vacuum. Who knows? But I mean,
Well, it also looks like the shape that you might just try to sit on it, too.
so my thing is too is this. It's made me think like, how many people out there would believe this, right? And there has to be someone buying it if they're spending that money. And I'm like, well, what's the audience that they're targeting, right? And males probably don't want to talk about their erectile dysfunction, understandably so. So they're going to target someone that wants to make a private purchase, and whether it's bad or not, they're not going to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
But they haven't met someone like me, and I haven't had erectile dysfunction ever. Thank you. But if knock on wood, but if I did, and I bought this, you're damn straight I'd call customer service about it, and I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, I want my fucking money back, because I think that it's kind of maybe not predatory, but they're preying on people's vulnerabilities that don't want to talk about it, because they know men in general aren't going to talk about that. There's like guys that will call up, if you bought porn and they tried to slip in a $4.95 subscription on you, and then you're like, I didn't pay for that. Some people won't fight it. I'll fight it.
Yeah.
To the tooth and nail. But I didn't pay for that. They'll put like a little check mark down here in the corner. Do you want a subscription to slipperyvagina.com or something? I'm like, what? I didn't ask for that. You know what I mean?
Did you read, I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you read some of the reviews? Like, there's one here, the guy, Bobby L., verified customer, 5 stars. He says, I had an injury playing sports while growing up that made me average size due to the curvature from Perionne's disease.
The fuck is that?
My family had a history of being oversized. Perionne's disease was starting to affect my performance.
Is this on Facebook?
No, this is on their actual site. This is the Phoenix site.
Oh, man, these guys make shit up, too, but keep going.
After 6 months of treatment, all that has changed. I have had to buy new underwear to accommodate my new size. I'm still 100%. I'm still not 100%, but very satisfied.
Peyronie's disease. Wait. First off,
I love how his family has a what was it? My family has a history of being oversized.
Yeah,
like
they're all coming to the dinner table at Thanksgiving. Are like, just hold on, I gotta put my oversized junk on the table. No, that's not the turkey bone.
How do you know your family has a history of being oversized?
So
what is that?
This is from Johns Hopkins Medicine because we're all about good sources here, right? Peyronie's disease is a connective tissue disorder of the penis that can be likened to, wow, that name is Dupuytren's contracture of the hand or contracture of the hand. I don't even know what the fuck that is. It is characterized by the triad of bent erections, pain in the penis with the erections, and palpable penile plaque. All right. I mean, Peyronie's disease is a thing. I thought
Well, can you check and see if big junk disease is hereditary throughout the family?
Big junk disease.
Do you get together with your cousins, your uncle, your dad, and just sit around and just have a few laughs over the size?
Yeah. Big junk disease. I mean, no, that's not out there.
I want to know if you have a talk with your son at one time in your life and go, son, I just want to let you know, as you get older, we have a family history that we pass down through generation to generation.
Yeah,
girls are going to be scared, but you need to calm them down.
What? I mean, I don't even understand this. Like, it looks like the same product. It literally, it looks like, like a blow dryer / glue gun.
God damn it, my dad gave me dry skin.
Yeah, what the fuck? But, yeah. Oh, I mean, really? I feel like this is something that Jackass should have tried, like on the movie, which I haven't seen yet, but I plan on. Have you seen it yet, Mike?
I have not.
It's like,
so Jackass movie, I don't feel, even though they did great at the box office, any Jackass movie is not one that is necessarily needs to be seen in a theater. So I'm waiting for it to come out, but yeah, I haven't seen it.
I want to watch it, but here's the thing I noticed. There's certain movies where movies do get the distribution quicker. Like, you guys don't understand the pain. If you didn't see it in a theater and it was like the 80s and 90s, you might not see it for 6 months to a year on VHS or DVD. Like, it might take that fucking long for it to come out. Like, now, the turnaround time is much quicker, but the new thing is, there'll be a movie out in the theaters, and if it did well or not, it doesn't matter. Then you'll see it on Amazon Prime. Like, you can watch it on Amazon Prime for $20. I'm like, Christ, it's more than a goddamn movie ticket. I guess if you have 4 people there, you get away with it. But, I'm just like, all right, all these subscriptions, I'm like against buying movies unless I go to a theater with all these subscription services. I don't know. That's why I like HBO Max, because if it's in their studio, a lot of times they'll release it in there, and I think that's kind of a cool option. I do like going to the theaters. Don't get me.
So I know this is totally off track. I know
Brad, you're lying about your family. That's bullshit.
You kind of went down the road of movies, but in VR they have a movie theater called Big Screen where you can you can actually buy a ticket to go see a movie, and you go into a theater.
Aren't there like off-brand movies and bullshit movies though? When I was looking in there,
no. They have a lot of 3D in VR is like 3D you've never seen. It is unbelievably good because you're not wearing. You got a headset on your head that's made for 3D viewing instead of just glasses and a flat screen. It is unbelievably cool. They do have shoot movies on there, but they do have some high quality ones. They also have the ability, and I do this all the time, to hook it up to your computer and stream HBO Max or something to Big Screen to watch the movies that you love on a big screen movie screen, and do that with friends. Me and Laura have actually done dates within Big Screen where me and her are in a theater, and it 100%, you cannot argue with me on this, is a movie theater experience. Going in there and watching it in their theater, it is unbelievable. But they have a ticket system where you can buy a $3 or $5 ticket to go and watch the movie, and you can choose to watch it with other people, by yourself, or with friends. And I'm looking at, with the popularity of Quest and other headsets, that being the way that the streaming services will be able to ticket individuals rather than you, like you said, buying it and you have your friends, aunts, uncles all over to watch it.
Here's the thing. So I don't disagree with that. I'm going to try it myself. I think you got to make sure the VR headset's comfortable. First of all, if you're going to be having it on that long stationary.
I got you later on. I'll show you.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't have a problem. I just put on a hat backwards, and it does the job for me. I have so many battery packs that I use for cell phones that I'm just going to use a long cord with a battery pack if I need one because I'm going to put used to it. But I will tell you this, and we'll get off the Phoenix. Alex goes, it might be something that or similar what they use to break up kidney stones, but this is how I can tell you that it's bullshit and it's not real. Because if it did work, that shit you would have to go through your healthcare company to provide it, and you would need 9 referrals from doctors, and it would be like $8,000 charged to your insurance, and that's how you know it works. Because they'll be like, oh, we can't sell something like this that you could buy for like $150, $200. If it was making erectile dysfunction, like if all you had to do was like, I'll pull out my magic penis wand, pew pew. There'd be guys at the club with holsters around their belt, 60-year-old guys with cowboy boots and fucking hats on. I'm like, I'm here, honey. Bing, bing, bing. Go right into the bathroom. I gotta shock myself. I'll be right back. Which is funny because it's called the shockwave, but it makes me think of the shocker. So can you give yourself the shocker while doing the shockwave? Is that possible? I don't know. Does that activate like a nuclear bomb? I'm not sure, but I mean, if it worked, man, there's no way they'd be selling it on fucking Facebook. That shit would be like bought by the millions. Don't you think? I mean, if you didn't have to take a pill and you just had to shoot it, I mean, how do you have that conversation with someone like, hey, yo, man, have you gotten to Phoenix? Been really trying to work on my ED lately, and been using it. And I don't know about you if you've had any problems with it. You'll have that conversation right after you talk about your herpes flare up. Come on, man. It cracks me up, man. The fake shit people sell, and do we take stuff, for face value too much? In general, and I kind of think we do. I mean, when we read headlines, when things happen, people get canceled, they don't get canceled, on both sides, whether you're for the person or against the person, we get these nuggets of information in the clip culture that we live in, and we're not fully immersed on what it should be, and we're vulnerable that way because you think about it, it's just like getting half of the information you need to do something, right? Like some people don't read the instructions, and that's how they go through life. Some people do. And some people learn that you should have read the instructions, And I don't know, man. Guys can't give themselves a shocker. Just you, Brad. So, just Brad. I heard that someone might be doing a shocker on Rock Metal Radio this weekend. Is that true?
That has not been confirmed, but nor denied.
Okay, nice. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So, yeah, be careful what you buy out there. And like I said, I bought a couch. If I could find it in short order here, I'm not going to be searching for it the whole time, but I bought this this product, and they said it's $39.99 on special, which I don't believe the price. I think I'm totally going to get fucked on this, and I think it's not going to actually show up, but what the fuck do I know? And I think it's totally going to not be real, but if it shows up, it shows up. I mean, I've bought shit before, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, I got scammed. I always get my money back, though, so if you do decide, it's not that bad, it could be though, if you decide to take a risk on something online, my advice is this: make sure you use a payment system where you can dispute it. Google Pay, Facebook payments. My favorite is PayPal because they'll always get your money back because they know that they're scamming, which is funny that they'll let these people be on there. But to be fair to them, they probably, it kind of looks like that couch. It comes with the lady too.
I knew you were gonna do that. That's why I put that up there.
Yeah, it comes with the lady.
Comes with her, and she comes with the Phoenix.
The question is,
she gives you the treatments.
Who's dustier, her or the couch?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm gonna guess the couch by a slim margin.
R.I.P. Betty White.
Oh man, I'm clapping erasers back here, Sonny. But I mean. You ever see those coffee tables that tilt, like you lift them up like that and they tilt toward you? Like, I love those. I have one in my house, but it's kind of going, it's old. I'm going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I found one that was a tilt coffee table that also turned into 4 chairs. And it was like, I saw it on TikTok and went away. It was cheap. Then it was on Facebook. And it's on there somewhere. But, I'll send it to Mike right now and he can pull it up once we get there. But I'm just like, okay, is this thing actually real? And, they all come under different names. So it seems shady. So know what you're getting involved in because it's something that it's like, all right, it seems too good to be true, and it is, but we're going to test it out, because Mike on the show the other week was like, well, I know people that bought some stuff like this, and it turned out completely fine. And I'm like, oh, is that true, Mike? Is that true? So I just sent him the link, Mike, and, you might find it on here, you might not.
So I'm not allowed to, so you're going through Marketplace, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm banned.
That's right.
Mike, so I can't even bring it up.
That's because he was selling fake shit like this to people and he got caught.
I can't bring it up.
Well,
I'm one of the few people that was actually able to contact Facebook customer service to an actual person to dispute this, and they still said, no, you're not allowed to be on there.
Yeah, they're assholes about that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I remember I had someone steal my Instagram. I had to show them my passport photo over Instagram. I had to threaten legal action. They tried to hijack the Godfrey Instagram, and I said, I'm going to sue you, and good luck if you ever want ad time bought from me, because I won't buy anything from you, because you guys are letting my persona get stolen, and say, go fuck yourself. I was like, oh, if this was The Rock, would you say that, or would you do it? Yeah, right? And I had to talk all kinds of shit, and they finally decided to help me with it. And I had to write stuff like, how about you actually write me back instead of letting your bot write me back, shit like that. And, and they were like, they finally got it, and they were like, this guy's not going away. So I got my account back, as you guys know, but that shit's crazy, man. And they were saying all kinds of crazy shit to people. But anyway, that being said, no more about the Phoenix, but I'll let you guys know what happened. So is your chicken getting choked? So there's a lot of inflation going on, right? And I'm not an economist. I'm not an expert. But I will tell you, if you say things like this, are you an expert? Ha ha, how do you know about it? You're like what I like to call a cuck. You're a bro cuck, where you're just like, oh, you're not an expert, because you say that because it doesn't agree with your confirmation bias. So we've talked about confirmation bias, and we're not really going to go down the political road here, because I just often wonder how people come to their conclusions. What are the reasons why? So we've all heard inflation. You've been hearing about inflation, right, Mike? Have you noticed it personally at the supermarket by any chance?
I really haven't noticed it. Laura's amazing. We go back and forth with the buying the food, but her buying the food, our cost has gone down, actually.
Well, congratulations to her, because she is winning the game.
She is. I mean, she has gotten that bill down.
Good for her.
But so no, I'm not noticing. I mean, the only thing that's still staying the same is the gas prices, but, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, well, apparently, so, that's for Laura. So, here's the thing. I don't know what makes gas prices go up and down, so my best way to figure that out is do some research. I think too often what happens is we don't ask why when we hear information. We accept it if it agrees with what we already want to believe. So people don't question themselves. I, growing up, had this habit of doing that to the point where my parents said, you ask too many questions. I would get that from my parents and people that were older adults that would watch me, because I would always ask why and how come this is this. And, some people are just like, okay, that makes sense. Time to move on, even as adults. So one thing I've been paying attention to is you heard me talk about inflation, and this really isn't a political thing. This isn't a Democrat. This isn't a Republican thing. I want to talk about things more so in the future that we all should care about and be informed about and maybe take some action on, right? And Tyson, food shares set record as high meat prices fatten profits. What does that mean? So their shares climbed more than 7%. This is from Reuters.com. And I use them as a good news source because I think they're pretty impartial and down the line. Not Democrat, not, left, right, and they just report it. So more than 11%, shares climbed to more than 11%, an all-time high on Monday after the company reported the first quarter profits nearly doubled due to soaring U.S. meat prices. Shares rebounded from one month low on Friday to reach a record $99.20 a share, up 14% from the start of the year. The surge reflects strong demand and high prices for Tyson's beef, pork, chicken, and U.S. labor shortages have limited production. Interesting. Customer demand continues to outpace our ability to supply product. Interesting. So, the average price for Tyson's beef surged 31% in the quarter end of January, while units operating margins jumped to just 19% from 13% a year ago. So that's a 6% increase to their operating margins, which is public information. Overall sales for the beef soared about 25% to $5 billion, helping Arkansas's base Tyson sales rise 24% to $12.93 billion in the quarter. And also on average, we're expecting revenue of $12.18 billion. Net income attributable rose to $1.12 billion, excluding items. Tyson earned $2.87 per share. So, said it raised beef prices to offset costs for labor, transportation, and grains used for animal feed. The cost of goods rose by 18% in the quarter. So, my point in bringing this up, I'm not an economist, so I'm going to go off what I read. I'm going to ask why. Saw a CEO posting this. It's price gouging, my friends.
Yep.
They're greedy motherfuckers. And do they deserve to make a profit? Yes. They have a responsibility to their shareholders. But there's a difference there. And, you know, when we see people getting laid off because their CEO's getting paid $30 million, you can't give them $1 more. You know, it's price gouging. And the point is what can be done? Why should you be mad? Well, one thing you could do is maybe go to a local butcher, right? And you could buy stuff that way. Maybe you split buying a whole cow with 4 of your friends, and it gets chopped up, processed, you freeze it. Heard of people doing that. That's cheaper. There's other places you can go. You know, the problem is there's not that many meat manufacturers, chicken and all that. They've all bought up all the little guys because the antitrust laws haven't been doing what they're supposed to do. And when you got 3 or 4 people in the game, they kind of fix the prices. But at the end of the day, if the operating cost didn't go up that high and you're having record profits, is it really inflation or are you price gouging? And you can hear these individuals talk about this on their shareholder calls. They freely admit it. You know, and what I find interesting about this is whatever president was in right now, doesn't matter if it's Trump or Biden, I know this will be unpopular opinion, people will be blaming the inflation on them. Democrats would be blaming Trump and, you know, Republicans would be blaming Biden, whoever's in, right? And I guess to a certain extent they can use that. So they're not really making the prices go up. What the president in power or people in power should do is use the power from the president, you know, of the office of the president to rein in these antitrust activities, not say, hey, stop it, but ask them. And the president, the current administration has actually put out information about that. Now, some of you might say, well, they're just doing that to protect their ass for inflation. Doesn't matter. Inflation is not their fault. It's going to make them look bad either way, and they're going to suffer for it. I don't care, really. That's their bed they lied in. But to me, I'd be out in front of it. The question is, why aren't they? Because the lobbyists pay them off not to be. I mean, I know that sounds simplistic, but we want to go after one thing or another and say this is why, when the information really is right there in front of our face. I mean, Mike, have you ever gone to a store and see 3 checkout lines, right? And then you see one with everybody standing in it, and then you see a cashier all alone. No one's going into the line. Have you ever seen that happen before?
No.
You never?
I mean,
so you must be one of the cucks in the line then. I have. I see it all the time. People love standing in line. I'll be like, okay. And they look at it. They're like, is that real? I'm going to stand here. I'm going to wait 20 minutes here. Me, I'm going to be like, go right over. Hey, fuck you guys later. Bye. You know what I mean? And I see it all. It doesn't matter. I've seen it overseas in England. I've seen it here in the United States. People in England, they love to say, oh, they love to stand in the queue. You know, and, you know, people love to stand in line. I swear to God. I've seen it when waiting for video games or phones. Like, people just go and they'll go in this line, and then you'll see, why is that guy walking past everyone? You know? And I've seen it in iPhone lines. I'm like, okay. People are weird. You've never seen that, Mike.
No.
I mean, I know someone in the chat have seen.
I've seen it like where somebody just walked up and stepped in front of their cash register, and everybody's looking over, wondering, are they opening? Are they just checking money? Are they, you know what I mean? That whole standing office thing where you don't want to get out of line because if that person isn't opening up their register, you're asked out. Or
literally asked out.
When you the whole idea of you have 2 people in front of you, there's 2 people on the other line, one goes through and you try to decide whether yours is going to go faster or that one. You keep on looking back and forth, deciding which one you want to jump. But one being just completely open and everybody going to another one, no.
Yeah.
Because we all have been in that situation, especially in traffic, where you're getting so pissed off, you go to the other lane and then that lane slows down more than the lane you were just in.
Yeah. So
that's what I've seen. I haven't seen the extreme where everybody's like lined up like they're waiting for Black Friday, and you've got old grandma over there at aisle 15, and everybody's just watching her just stand there and not doing anything.
I've seen it going in parking garages before. I've seen that. I've seen it several times, and it just makes me laugh. Or when people are merging to get off an exit, and everybody's going this one line, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna drive to the front, slide right in. I'm that guy.
You're also that asshole that will drive on the shoulder to get past everybody.
No, I won't do that because that shit's unsafe. You can get seriously fucked up doing that because you don't know who's gonna pop out and get the same idea, and you run right into them.
Well, but does the best thing, the thing that brings me so much joy, is when you watch some kind of like a semi truck or a big like U-Haul truck just kind of go half in, half out to block those motherfuckers, and then they have to just sit there. But
yeah. Well,
you seem like one of those guys that would do that. I might be mistaken.
I've seen that before, but I mean, I usually do that if I'm going to pass on the left, not on the right. You know what I mean? But like King of Prussia in Pennsylvania, we'll get that toward the mall. I don't know why everybody has to herd toward one fucking lane like a bunch of cattle, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go past this and go right around. Even the GPS thinks I should do it. I'm like, no, you're wrong, GPS. So I don't know, man. I've seen people do it all the time. The Office Space effect. I agree. So. Yeah, so back to this chicken thing, right?
Yeah, the chicken.
Tyson
the chicken's where it's at.
Yeah, Tyson said it raises meat prices, to offset transportation, restructure his chicken pricing strategy to make more flexible, has asked customers to pay freight rates that jumped 32%. They're dealing with a very inflammatory environment across kind of all their businesses, said Adam Samuelson, lead agribusiness analyst for Goldman Sachs. Sure. I'm pretty sure Mr. Goldman Sachs over here is going to tell the truth, right? As he's making tons of fucking money off his insider, knowledge of shit going up. I'm wondering how many shares of Tyson he owns. So, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But to me, something's going on there. And it's not just chicken, right? It's other stuff that you see it. Gas, that's a whole different story. I mean, OPEC, right? They control, it's an intergovernmental organization, right? And they control the production of it. And guess what? OPEC is the reason why the prices went up. And guess what? Yeah, the price of meat in general is stupid right now. And guess what? I notice this sometimes too, right? Because I'll go to Whole Foods and I notice like Giant pricing is almost the same as Whole Foods on a lot of stuff, which usually isn't the case. You're like, wow. And there's a reason for that. So I don't know, man. Just like I'm just encouraging people, ask more questions. Ask questions. Don't take things for face value, because a lot of people do that. And when you ask them questions, they either can't respond to it or they just don't want to deal with it, or because it's attacking their confirmation bias and they can't stand to be wrong. A lot of people are just more concerned about being right than actually being correct. There's a difference there. And, winning the argument, so to speak. Like another one you'll hear too is, well, gas prices are up because of, the Keystone Pipeline getting taken down. I'm going to show you something real quick, Mike. I thought was pretty interesting. The Keystone Pipeline, it actually was an extension of another pipeline. Did you know that?
I thought it was like Keystone Light.
Kind of. Well, both horrible.
Oh.
But Keystone Light. Ooh, have you ever drank that?
I used to drink it religiously.
Really? That is some cheap-ass, nasty shit.
Well, the secret is it's actually 100% Coors Light, just marketed differently with less marketing, less put into promotions, and so they sell it cheaper.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to show you this graph real quick, and then we're going to kind of close things out. I'm going to send it to you, Mike, real quick.
I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting.
Are you patiently waiting?
I'm
so the Keystone Pipeline was something a lot of people would hear things like, well, this is why gas prices are high. It costs a lot of good paying jobs. Why would you cancel that? And you got to understand, there's energy companies out there that want to see this happen. There's financial companies, and they make these organizations to say, us for proper jobs. Go down to the bottom, like there's a graph down there. Now, you see this pipeline right here, right? The blue represents something that already exists. So what people don't realize is that oil was coming from Canada. It's called the tar sands, right? And we already didn't need a lot of that oil because we've increased oil production here in the United States. So that dotted line was the Keystone Pipeline that was going to almost create a shortcut so they can get more oil down through the country to the Gulf of Mexico. So, you hear conservatives sometimes saying like, oh, it costs jobs. Well, one thing I'm not cool with the government doing is eminent domain and taking your property so they can repurpose it for things such as this. I think that the government shouldn't be able to take your property for eminent domain, but some people, especially conservatives, say no to that. But all of a sudden, you'll hear this stuff. And the reason why I bring this up is not to pick on them, because you hear someone on the left say that too, is to show you that, what you heard is it will create a lot of jobs. That's not true. It's temporary jobs. And people were talking like that oil was coming from America. It's not. It's Canadian oil. It's 100% Canadian oil. It's called tar sands. We don't even have that in this country. More expensive to produce, so they wanted to get it down to the port to ship it probably in South America. And Canada's one of their biggest exports is oil and lumber, right? So at face value, you're going to hear, well, the Keystone Pipeline, that's what cost us jobs and the reason why gas is high. You couldn't be you're so incorrect on that. There are reasons why gas is high, and there's probably things any president can do. One is releasing some of the reserves we have, but there's not a whole lot he can do about gas price. I don't care what president or what party it is. And the problem is the government doesn't work well for everybody or common people like us. It works well for people that invest, lobbyists, rich guys. Local government's more going to touch your life. And that's the hubris that you can't get caught up in. Just ask why. There's things I could be wrong on. Question me. I'm okay with that. I'm not an infinite authority. But I mean, Mike, isn't that interesting? Like, have you ever heard someone say that? Like, oh, that cost a bunch of jobs because we didn't do that? The Keystone Pipeline. Never heard of that one?
I really don't even pay attention to it. I couldn't even have an.
You're better off for it.
It's just one of those things that's not on my radar.
By the way, that source is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. So that's from Canada. So it's definitely something where they wanted it more than we did financially, and then all kinds of propaganda was pumped out there. You hear about this is going to help the environment more. I don't know, man. If someone wanted to run a pipe through my backyard, which actually happened to real people, I don't want the government to be able to take it. Maybe I don't want to move, and I don't want your fucking money, right? So thought that's part of being American. Anyway, with that being said, I'm glad we got to teach you guys about how to look out for the fake penis shockwave therapy that is out there and rampant in the world. I want to protect all my listeners, okay? Do not fall for it, and do not give yourself the shocker. So, that episode was funny on John Oliver. It talked about one of the blankets was a vaginal rejuvenation blanket. Like the blanket would rejuvenate your vagina. Crazy, right? I wonder how many people buy that shit. It's got to cost like $10 to make. They're making tons of money off of it. But anyway, listen, don't fall for it. This inflation is predatory, in my opinion. And you're going to hear the government spend too much money. And my answer to that is, well, they've been spending $700+ billion a year on military to start with the budget. But we never talk about printing that money and whatever money we don't know about. So remember, when they talk about the debt, it's not the same thing as your credit score. That's not the same type of debt. It's completely different. You can look up the definition online, but it's definitely not the same debt. That's an old school wise tale. And, this inflation that's going on is an imaginary bullshit thing, but they get away with it because of this. You take it for face value and you make it a political thing. So instead of pointing at them, you're pointing at the president, who's ever currently in power, or whoever's not part of your tribe or party. And therefore they get away with it because you're pointing at the wrong thing, and they're fucking laughing at you all the way to the bank because you're looking at them, at someone completely different, and they just pulled a sleight of hand on you. Just keep that in mind. Don't be someone's joke. With that being said, thanks for tuning in, turning us on. If you didn't catch the whole show, you can fast forward, catch certain parts. We're going to start putting clips out there soon. And, if you have any questions you want to get at me, THEEGODFREYZ down there. Tomorrow night I'm going to be on here doing the Birds Deep episode at 7 p.m., and that's going to be awesome. We're going to dive into all things birds, football, off-season. We're going to be talking about some deep takes on the birds. And, get back at me. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's have some fun. And thanks for tuning in. You know where to find me. iTunes, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, whatever the fuck they call it these days. Amazon Music. Ask her to take it deep. And this is the Godfrey not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.